Sometimes in life, we miss the smallest signs because we're waiting for something grand, a miracle, a dream, a dramatic shift that shakes the earth beneath our feet. But Allah, the most merciful, often places His signs in the quietest, subtlest ways. One such way might be as simple and profound as a cat approaching you. You might wonder, what does a cat have to do with divine wisdom? Why would Allah choose such a small, everyday moment to convey something so powerful? That's the point. When your heart is open to Allah, when you're spiritually aligned, you begin to notice nothing is random. Not a falling leaf, not a breeze brushing your hair, and certainly not a living creature choosing to approach you without worldly gain. In that moment, when a cat sits beside you, gazes into your eyes, leans against your feet, it may carry a message from your Creator. The Quran reminds us, there is not a creature on earth nor a bird that flies with its wings, but are communities like you. Surah Al-An'am 6:38. This means they're not just animals, they're part of the same divine system as you. They are Allah's creation, operating by His will. Nothing they do is without purpose. So when a cat of all beings chooses to approach you, don't dismiss it as coincidence. Pause. Reflect. Ask yourself, what is Allah showing me here? In the busyness of life, phones, deadlines, noise, Allah sometimes interrupts our routine. Not with tragedy, not even with joy, but with stillness, innocence. A creature that doesn't speak your language, yet somehow understands your soul. A cat's presence can be that gentle interruption, pulling you from your mind, your stress, and grounding you in the present. In that stillness, you might hear something you've been too busy to notice. Allah's whisper reminds you, I see you, I'm near, turn to me. Cats have no interest in your money, your problems, or your reputation. They don't judge your past, your skin color, or your sins. They hold no grudges, they simply draw near, and in doing so they reflect something magnificent about divine mercy. Allah's mercy doesn't wait for your perfection. It comes close when you least expect it, just like that cat. Let's not forget, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, had a deep bond with cats. He showed us how to treat them with compassion and respect. There's a story where a cat slept on his robe, and rather than disturb it, he cut off a piece so it could rest undisturbed. Subhanallah, what kind of heart does that? This teaches us that even in a quiet moment like a cat sleeping, there's room for mercy, gentleness, presence. The Prophet recognized the value of that moment. In a world where people crave to be seen, heard, loved, perhaps Allah sends a cat to give you exactly that. Maybe you feel lonely or forgotten. Maybe your heart is heavy and no one knows. Then comes this small creature, approaching as if to say, I see you. And behind that, if you look deeper, perhaps it's Allah saying, I see you, I haven't forgotten you, I am with you. Psychologically, we know humans are drawn to animals for comfort. There's a reason they exist. But Islam takes it deeper. It's not just about comfort, it's about meaning. That's the difference. When spiritually awake, comfort becomes a bridge to divine connection. We miss this. We seek grand revelations but overlook the small signs meant to awaken our hearts. Next time a cat approaches, don't just pet it and walk away. Don't snap a photo and post it online. Feel the moment. Ask yourself, what was my state earlier? Was I stressed, crying, doing something wrong? Maybe Allah sent this cat to shift your course, to ground you, to remind you, even when the world is loud, my signs are quiet. Notice them. A believer sees the world not just as matter, but as message. Every leaf, every raindrop, every creature carries a sign. A heart connected to Allah doesn't just look, it sees, reads the signs, reflects, and grows. So next time a cat nears, don't just see a cat. See a message, see an invitation, see mercy walking on four legs. Because perhaps, just perhaps, this small moment is Allah's way of saying, I'm still speaking to you. Are you still listening? Sometimes we search so hard for Allah's mercy that we miss the quiet ways it manifests. We want miracles, recoveries, dramatic life changes. But what if Allah's mercy is already around us, waiting, knocking on our hearts through something as ordinary as a cat sitting beside us? What if this gentle creature isn't random, but a mirror of divine tenderness? Allah's mercy isn't always light and thunder. Sometimes it's stillness and subtlety. A cat doesn't knock on your door with a golden message. It brings no wealth, status, or applause, just calm, innocence, trust. It asks nothing beyond a little compassion. And perhaps, through that simplicity, Allah offers you something sacred, a moment of peace, a reminder of kindness, an awakening to His mercy, alive and breathing before you. The Prophet Muhammad's relationship with cats went beyond tolerance. He honored them. That story of cutting his robe for a sleeping cat, subhanAllah, what a soul does that? A heart reassured by mercy, recognizing Allah's creation as deserving kindness, not just when convenient, but even at a cost, like a piece of His garment. Now ask yourself, where is your heart in these moments? When a cat approaches, do you push it away or seize the moment to soothe your soul? Do you recognize it as a messenger of stillness in a world moving too fast? Cats embody something deeply spiritual. They're calm, silent. They don't fight for attention or seek status, beauty, or wealth, yet they're beautiful, loved, respected by the Prophet himself. Sometimes Allah places His mercy in a form easy for you to hear, not just through Quranic ayat, but through a creature sitting at your feet, asking only for safety. Perhaps Allah reminds you through this creature, you too can approach me without fear.